You know, it's kind of difficult to be able to help people see and understand things. And in some cases, it should not be so difficult for them to see the light in certain circumstances and situations. In the Western diaspora, democracy has a viewpoint as a method or a tool of being able to produce cordial discussion and to be able to produce civil rule on how we all live our lives and how we're able to survive and thrive. Okay? So, things like taxes and war and education and medicine and faith and sexuality become factors in these discussions, and not enough focus and thought process on the implementation of land and resources. You know, things that actually are timeless, that are true wealth. To be able to have your own food and to be able to design your own technology to be able to survive or to live. Truthfully, we have gone to the point and direction so far off base to the focus of capitalism that we do not understand that if in fact things went to hell today and we couldn't get anything from Mexico, we couldn't get anything from Canada, we could not get anything from the West Indies or from other nations, the whole fact of the matter is that not many people in the United States would be able to deal with that without trying to kill one another and steal from one another. Venezuela is a common example of a situation like this. You know, what's going on in Libya, putting people back into slave chains, is something that's an example of this. All right, you have things immediate and you have things in the past that are able to explain these things. Now, prophesied in the Tanakh was that when they took us, they would rape our children and trade them for strong drink. Why would they be able to use that? Because of the fact that the need for the resource was high enough that it had worth that people could equivocate it to having and owning slaves. Why is it that the text titles tithe? To be able to store it up. And why is it so important for tithe? Because the coins that we use today and the cash notes that we use today are of no true use. They are of no true worth. But the immediate good is. When people don't have it, they go to war and they kill other people. All right? So, the fall of Egypt, the fall of Rome, the fall of Persia, and many other societies is only in part to deal with war. Okay? Sargon separated Kush. Upper Kush, India. Upper Kush, Yemen. Upper Kush, what they call Saudi Arabia, is not as big as it was. It was not that big back then. All right? All that was a part of what they call Kush. Ethiopia was part of that. Somalia was part of that. Eritrea was part of that. Okay? Abydos was a temple for all the people of Kaum. People relate that stuff to immediate data and immediate information. and that is Egypt, or the Mizraim. And it's far from the truth. Although Mizraim did a good job of cataloging information that's historical and pivotal in understanding who the first people were, like Atum. Atum is related to, like, Gaia, is related to the cell, or related to the atom. Atum is Adam. Alright? That's the first creation of Yah. Ra is the site of Yah. You see what I'm saying? But what these people did was they took history and mistranslated it, and now you got all these beings and deities that people are worshiping and focusing on. Alright? No difference than today. And through those histories and through those levels of understandings, we know for a fact, undoubtedly, that if everything goes to hell in the United States of America, your brother is going to end up trying to kill you. Your father will deny you. And unless people have their own methods of trade and being able to raise up and do their own things, then they won't be able to survive. You need to have things like emergency contacts, and that's one of those things is ham radio. You need to be able to hunt your own food if you had to survive. So archery, shooting, you need to be able to have those. You know, target practice is a great practice. It's leisure. It teaches kids to be able to focus and teaches kids patience. And I mean, in the end of days, if something was to go down where, for instance, China decided to come to the United States of America and collect on its debt and all things went to hell, you would be able to handle the situation to an extent where you can keep them at bay. Now, we could sit here and argue all day about certain things, but if you don't know historically what makes anything what it is to begin with, really, you should not be trying to yell and scream at the top of your lungs, angry with so many people about what's going on in the world. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, we need to take more time to try to learn from each other. Regardless of color, regardless of faith, we need to have basic understanding and knowledge, because it teaches us what we need to do and why we need to do it forever.